Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Gamma Ray Podcast. I'm Tim with Tim and Justin.
How's it going, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
All right, guys. And this week, it's not like an official part 3, but kind of like a part 3 to the Sumerians.
Yeah, it's a good topic. Like the Sumerians led perfectly into this.
Yeah. So this week we're talking about the Anunnaki,
which I think you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
Really.
No,
The
you really
fake-
you
The
can't.
fake aliens. Let's just put it out there.
The fake
Not
aliens.
fake aliens. All right.
Aliens are real, buddy.
Yeah, they're real. The Anunnaki aren't. All right.
The
Let's
truth
get
are
that
out
the
there.
way.
The truth is out there.
Dude, why are you
Right,
being
Mulder.
such a stupid bitch right now? Like, why are you doing that? Look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm putting you both on notice. I'm trying to quit smoking. I'm on edge. I'm not gonna move for any of your shit. All right? I'm about to fucking snap.
So fucking aliens are real.
I'm fucking
Bigfoot's
mean
real.
as a goddamn snake right now. All right, so like I said, we're following up last week of the Sumerians with the Anunnaki, and like this douchebag said, the Anunnaki are aliens, right? Not only are they aliens though, but a lot of folks that believe in this kind of stuff think that they're progenitors of the human race, right? Like they created us essentially, and like in case you don't know who the Anunnaki are, which is what are you doing if you don't know that? That
Doing with your life.
Yeah, let's give a little bit of a background on them, right? So according to the Sumerians, they're known as that from the heavens fell to earth. That's what Anunnaki means, right? So they came from the sky, and then now they're here.
Yeah, I believe they're also called the Shining Ones.
Which makes sense too. If you got a
coming
fucking
from the-
if you got a fucking metal spacecraft glistening in the sun.
Yeah,
especially in the middle of the fucking desert.
Well, I mean, dude, like from heavens fell to earth. That's a pretty good way of describing like aliens
Considering
coming to Earth.
they didn't call it angels.
No.
That wouldn't happen until
It wasn't like Michael
Christianity
Landon was coming
came
down
around.
from the fucking skies, and he's the only guy that I know that played an angel. So I think that's like the second or third time I've referenced him. Yeah. The only guy I know that did that. Oh yeah, it's not like John Travolta came down.
Yeah.
Didn't he play one too? I think.
Or Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
It's not like Clarence came down here.
Yeah, from fucking Dogma.
Who was the guy who played Angel, the vampire angel? David what?
Hasselhoff.
No, it wasn't Hasselhoff, you jackass.
What is
Hyde
it?
Pierce.
Dude, I seen it on Family Guy because they made fun of him because it's like
Yeah, David
Borealis.
Boreanaz.
Borealis.
I think.
Boreanaz.
Yeah.
Everything he's in is fucking Boreanaz.
Yeah.
But super fucking Boreanaz. So like it was, but like some say that the way that they described it, from the heavens fell the earth, and the shining ones and stuff was essentially like their way of describing an extraterrestrial visitation to the planet Earth.
Yeah, it was only source of reference.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Plus,
so
that's a pretty apt description of what they would have seen.
I agree.
These people, ancient people, they just they believe in gods.
Yeah.
They don't really believe in angels or anything, but the gods are real.
Right.
Yeah.
Better way to describe something you've never seen, and it's coming from the sky, which is one of the things you worship.
Well, they kind of did it in the Bible too. I think like that wheel inside a wheel, and like immediately you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Like you just like you have to be like a fucking geometrician or what is that? Is that like a geometry major? What is that?
Yeah.
Like geometrician. I don't know if there's an actual word.
Things like it's like a giant fucking. They kind of describe it
Dude,
as like
that's
a
like
giant
a
gyroscope.
Geologist that knows magic.
Yeah, I
magician.
I'm not understanding what's happening. You know what I mean? But say, oh, they came from the heaven. Okay, they came from the sky and they hit the earth. That's easy to follow.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, the Sumerians described the Anunnaki as that they had like these quote unquote helpers, right? So not only were they aliens and they were like super fucking big, they're like 27 something feet tall or some crazy shit like that. And they were like really yoked up and shit,
Actually, I didn't know that that's how tall they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
I kind of just assumed they're 6 foot kind of.
I was thinking maybe 7, 8 at most, but damn, 27, bro. That's two. That's 2+ stories.
Well, that's probably where
Maybe
some
it's
of
the
the
ship, or
the Bible's Nephilim come from, because weren't the
Yeah, the
Nephilim?
giants.
So it's actually it's actually a theory that they're the same thing.
Yeah,
the Nephilim
that
and the
makes sense
giants.
then.
Yeah, that they're the Nephilim and the Anunnaki are the same. Like they're describing the same.
So what you're saying is
folks.
that the Bible's just been ripping off the Sumerians.
I'm not saying that, but I'm sure thinking it loud.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know, Gilgamesh has a flood. Noah has a flood. You know.
You know, he has like a curly
Sumerians
beard.
had giants.
Yeah, they had giants. Jesus had a beard. Gilgamesh had like a rocking ass.
Hell,
beard.
they even, you know, both stories take place in the same deserts. Yeah,
right. So anyway, they had helpers, right? They weren't like alive beings, like they weren't flesh and blood essentially, but they acted like one. You know what I mean? So to me, that equals like they had like some sort of artificial intelligence.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah, I don't think that's right, but is it right?
It is. Yeah, Danger, Will Robinson.
It is.
Oh yeah, it is right. Okay.
Now, let me ask you this.
I think isn't that like Muppets in Space too? Like
Muppets in space. Yeah, that was a regular little skit on the Muppets.
Did you see the remake of Lost in Space?
It's actually pretty good. The Netflix show. Are you talking about the movie with Matt LeBlanc?
No, the Netflix.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one was pretty good. I thought the robot looked pretty cool.
Yeah,
he looked cool. He reminded me of like one of the Geth. If you're nerdy enough to get that from what's the Mass Effect?
Oh, okay. I was thinking of
yeah.
What the hell is that video game we used to?
I was thinking of absolutely
nothing.
No. What the hell?
I just imagine like that. Game? Remember, like when you just like held one of the touchstone phones too long, it's like, if you'd like to make a call.
I can't remember. It's the game me and you used to play, Outer Space.
Oh yeah, I remember playing Outer Space when we were kids.
You're a fucking idiot. All right, moving on.
You talking about the wrong, like with all the fucking demons on the ship?
You talking about Destiny?
No, the other one.
The horror one.
Well, if I remember it, I'll just interrupt one of you two.
I appreciate that.
What was the horror one you got me into for a little bit?
Dead Space.
Yeah, Dead Space. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
But,
that's like move on.
That's like space. That's space zombies. Yeah.
Sorry, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like outer space demons. But so they.
Now, let me ask you this: do you think when they describe these guys as 27 feet tall and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Now they're saying that they, basically they had these helpers that were not basically human.
Right.
Now, you think they were describing the machinery was 27 feet tall, or you think they're describing?
No, like from what I understand, and I might be getting this wrong, but they like their physical description of the being itself was that they were like
they're quote unquote gods were 27 feet tall.
How big is the fucking planet you're from? If your average race size is fucking 27 feet tall.
Well, there's only a couple hundred of them, so it's fine.
Oh, is that what it is?
Sure.
He pulled that number right out of his
sounds
ass.
good. Hey.
He pulled it right out of his ass.
You say anything with enough confidence, man. People will buy what you're selling. So like a little bit like they weren't alive, right? But I think again it kind of goes back to just like lack of a reference point essentially is that I think they're more like a modern description of like a robot or like an android or some sort of like cyborg kind of thing.
That the small grays
are
like bioengineered robots.
Right, exactly.
Like a slave race.
Yeah, exactly. And like the helpers would perform acts like, they would be the pilots of the Anunnaki craft. They would help them with like everyday or like miscellaneous tasks that they had to do. You know what I mean? Shit, like the mundane stuff, they had them to go do it.
Yeah, like they'd be the ones driving the bulldozers and shit. Or
right.
Whatever.
They didn't actually, the Anunnaki didn't really do any of the work. They never really did much of the work. But it's also alleged that these, the Anunnaki right here on Earth, like somewhere in the neighborhood of 450 to 400,000 years ago. Like an insane amount of years ago.
Yeah, that's insane, bro. That's almost a 500 million years.
Well, it's almost 500,000 years.
I mean, 500,000 years. Yeah. I mean, were we even around? Like,
I wasn't, but humans,
our ancestors, like in Neanderthals and shit like that.
They were around then. Or is that when the dinosaurs were around?
Nah, they were.
You're stupid.
I think we missed them by a couple billion years.
No, millions. 65 million years ago.
65, and there we go.
Dinosaurs died out.
And I got an electrical.
That's what they want you to believe.
Check out my math skills.
Oh my god, dude! You were just drinking the goddamn flavor aid
Actually,
of modern scientific bullshit. Can't believe you're buying that. Everybody knows that humans
I'm
and
drinking
dinosaurs
Capri
live
Suns I
together,
dumped into a cup.
and that, you know, like you went and you got Brontosaurus burgers.
Yeah, Tim's over here thinking the Flintstones was a documentary.
It was a documentary
It was based on a true story.
with John Candy and Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Oh God, I forgot she was in that.
John Goodman,
Dude. Yeah, I forgot all about like the live action one.
Oh yeah, yeah. It wasn't one of the Baldwins like Barney Rubble.
Yeah,
I
something
think
like
so.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like Rick Moranis or something. It was one of them. It was one of those two. But so like they showed up all that on them years ago, and they were here to essentially steal our natural resources, right? They figured we didn't need it. We don't even, you know, we're living in caves for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
You
what do
know,
we need gold for?
what are we going to need it for? Yeah, so they were here to mine minerals, specifically, like you said, gold. And, but, you know, essentially you're like, well, why are they mining gold? You know, like, is it valuable on their planet or something like that? You know, but the thought of it is that, yeah, this is just going smooth as can be, buddy. And so they live on a planet called Nibiru, right? So it's like the 10th planet. Yeah, because what's his name? Pluto there isn't a planet anymore.
Oh yeah, now wouldn't it be the 9th planet now?
It would be a 9th planet. I was waiting for him to stop talking.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck on
I know. Right? I'd be waiting to the end of the show.
That's a long way for a train don't come, buddy.
Yep.
And so it's all right, the 10th or 9th or whatever planet in our solar system, and it has a 3,600 year orbit, so it's like super fucking long, dude.
Yeah,
you know
it
what I mean?
goes. It goes. I think we go clockwise. They go counterclockwise.
It's the other way around. I think we go counterclockwise. We spin.
Yeah, that's why we never That's why we never see it.
Right, and that's when that's how like Superman reverses time when he flies around in clockwise motion. It brings time backwards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just to save Lois Lane. That's hilarious.
The lamest fucking superhero ever.
Should have swung that.
If you like Superman, you're a fucking dickhead. If you like Superman, you're a dickhead. Period.
I never. Okay, I can say I can never like the character, but I do like the new Supermans. Like Henry Cavill Superman is a badass.
Okay.
That's because some of your latent emotions are coming up when you see him with their shirt on.
Right.
In the first movie.
Well, I think what it really is because he's been watching The Witcher a lot, and he kind of looks like a Viking. So
so I'm automatically like drawn to that, I guess. You know.
Yeah. His pants just get tighter and tighter that whole 60-minute episode. Like the whole time. It's just like a vice.
He's like, man, he's looking more and more like a Viking every day.
By the time the show's over, his fucking legs are purple. He's got there's no circulation to his toes. It's just crazy. So because of the 36-year orbit, right? Around the sun, which to me doesn't really make a lot of sense, because like if they're going like way out in the solar system, I mean it has to be like a frozen rock.
Well, see, he
explained.
They explain that by like for the majority of their orbit, they're like underground, like terrified to go above ground because of how cold it is.
Oh, okay, so they're like subterranean.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they only ever come out when they're close enough for the planet to actually heat up.
Like miners. They're subterranean people. And so like when they would go around the sun and and they would get like the closest to the sun, because they get like closer to the sun than we do, just because of the way the orbit is, that like they would get just drenched in radiation. Right. So in order to
would be another reason to be terrified.
Yeah.
When
above
the planet
ground,
heats up. You know what I mean? Like,
but see, they had a way out. So essentially, in order to stop that from happening, they would use like gold, essentially like gold flakes, and they would pump it into their atmosphere. And because gold is a good
radiation.
Yeah, like it's good at like blocking radiations, which is why they use it on satellites and
the space
shuttles and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because it's good at a lot of things. It's not just valuable, you know what I mean, to an ungrateful woman. But
tell me about it.
Yeah, it's just a fucking rock, dude. I mean, that's why I never understood
metal.
It's metal, but yeah, I mean, you dig it the fuck up though. It's like chicks. It's like chicks with diamonds, man. It's like, it's just a clear rock. That's all it is.
I think we're gonna have to change like the theme of this show to just woman bashing.
We hate women.
And to be honest with you,
club,
like for
everything we talk about, we will somehow shoehorn woman hating into it.
Some misogynistic
some
point
misogynistic point of view for sure.
But see, like for you two, it doesn't matter because you're both married. But for me, I would like more women to like the show.
Yeah, the ones we got were like, hey, you're stuck with us now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
For me though, I still got hope.
But dude, have you ever noticed, no matter what, like even in movies, man, sci-fi, sci-fi fiction, like books, horror,
women are ungrateful.
Not well, of course that.
Oh, okay.
But they're always here to rape us of our resources.
Well, it makes sense to me because, if they're that advanced, they've already essentially cored out their own fucking planet.
Either that, or they, they're advanced enough to where they don't want to destroy their planet, but they have zero problem fucking up somebody else.
Coming on and fucking our planet up.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we're doing with global warming. We're like, well, it's not our problem.
Hey, don't worry about it.
We'll all be dead by the time anyway. It's our kids who have to worry about it.
Yeah,
then it'll be the perfect, atmosphere for the reptilians.
So your grandfather actually a theory just where polluted all the time.
Yeah. Well, there is like a theory where the reptilians made all the technology that pollutes, like global warming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
so that they can, exactly, terraform it.
Yeah.
So they have their perfect conditions.
Right. It was kind of like that in that movie, not The Arrival, or the Signal or something like that with Charlie Sheen. You ever see that one?
No.
They had like these like aliens that were like their kneecaps bent backwards. Oh, that shit was awful, man. And like it was awful to watch. You know what I mean? And especially for like arthritis and shit. It's like, oh, like osteoporosis. Oh, because that can happen to like an old lady walking down the stairs, her kneecaps is bent backwards like that.
I feel like I've seen that movie.
And she runs like an alien. But essentially what they were doing is they were doing that kind of stuff where they were like pumping pollution into the atmosphere to more like terraform it into the planet,
like the whole greenhouse effect.
Right. So they can, breathe and survive normally on the planet, which I thought was a pretty cool idea for like the mid 90s.
Yeah, it was.
It was a pretty good idea. Anyway.
Duh. Looks like we'll be editing that part out.
Yeah. So I got these fucking bush league motherfuckers.
Shit. No, sorry. It's me.
Yeah, I know.
That's why we're just kind of like,
I haven't been following.
Duh.
Dude, I have not been following the fucking script at all.
I'm glad I write it.
Like I've been the whole time I thought
I'm debating whether they're leaving in this in or not.
It's like, what was it? A moment of silence for the fucking Anunnaki or the Sumerians? Like
for the bent back kneecaps.
Yeah, for the bent back fucking kneecaps, a moment of silence.
All right. All right. It was during one of the orbits of the planet Nibiru, or Planet X, as a lot of people like to call it.
It sounds cooler.
It does.
Yeah,
Planet X sounds way cooler than Nibiru.
It sounds like it's where like a villain comes from.
I mean, I've never seen what's that movie with the blue people?
Avatar.
The Smurfs.
Yeah, Avatar. I've never seen that either.
There's all Smurfs.
Nibiru sounds something like you would hear in Avatar, even though I've never seen it, so I wouldn't really truly know.
Oh man, the Avatar people are the good guys in that movie.
Are they?
Yeah, it's an action-packed thrill ride. You should definitely watch it.
Well, as Planet X or Nibiru, whatever you want to call it, came close to Earth, the Anunnaki they had the technology to actually reach us.
Yeah.
It was a lot shorter of a trip, less resources they have to burn through.
Yeah, but is that like that's every 3,600 years, right?
Yeah.
Basically, is when they're able.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not that they're not able to get here. It's
kind of like our window with Mars.
Yeah,
at one point 6 months, the other point.
It's inconvenient.
Yeah.
To fly all that way when you could just wait.
Yeah.
3,600 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they have like a pretty long lifespan.
I was gonna say they must have an amazing lifespan.
3,601 years. Just in time.
Yeah.
Well, that was, when it finally did get close enough to where they finally decided to get to Earth.
Right.
That was when they set up an elaborate mining operation.
Right.
And that would begin in Africa.
And that's to get our gold.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly. Our gold.
Our gold.
I love gold. But after a while, I mean, like the Anunnakian miners,
right?
They became tired of the working conditions. They didn't want to do it anymore. They were just fed up with mining.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're like,
it's hard fucking work.
After a while, you're just like, wait a minute, aren't we like hyper advanced beings? Can't we just like create something that'll do this?
Well, that's what
besides me.
Like, motherfucker, you take a shovel.
Exactly.
Like, can we like build like robots?
Well, that's
something?
when the higher level Anunnaki decided to, make a decision that would affect all of life on our planet right up until present day. Right? They decided to create a hybrid using Anunnakian DNA and that of primitive humans, likely, like we said earlier, like the Neanderthal.
Okay.
You okay?
And they created, the modern human, as it were.
Kind of like how we look now.
Yeah.
Basically, Homo sapien.
They're probably in a lot better shape than most of the folks nowadays, but generally speaking.
Well, when you're swinging pickaxes all day, you're probably pretty jacked.
And everything you eat is legit 100% healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't have Twinkies back then or anything.
Farmers markets were huge.
Yeah.
However,
everybody drink IPA. It's great.
Well, the problem was that the first hybrids that were created, they actually lacked the ability to reproduce.
That was a dick move.
Yeah. Well, they were designed strictly for mining purposes for the Anunnaki. They were nothing more than a slave race. That's all they were meant to be. They were never meant to populate the world.
So basically, when they were done with us,
they were just going to leave.
Let us die off.
Well, that's what I think should happen then. Then humanity should demand reparations from the Anunnaki.
Yeah. For hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Give us our gold back, you fucks.
Yeah.
Gold mining.
Give us all the gold you took and any interest.
Yeah.
Because you just planet's baby daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take a spicy chicken sandwich.
Yeah. We needed 450,000 years of back child support.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
You can multiply that by 28 billion
people.
If you could, don't worry about it. You have to the end of the month.
Yeah. Or to taking your license.
Yeah. But later, now you might remember Enki.
Yeah.
Enki's a big name for the Anunnaki.
Right. Yeah, he was a big deal.
Yeah, he was a big deal in Sumerians.
Yep.
Yeah. And even in like the Anunnaki, like alien theories, he was
a pretty big dude.
He was pretty well known.
Yeah.
Well, he was known to, as we say, he was a previous Sumerian god.
Right.
They loved him, and the fact that he actually loved humans, and he gave them that, which they were lacking. He gave them the ability to create offspring.
That's an all right guy then.
He's not bad.
You think
he's like these little things. He's like, these little dudes are cool, man. I'll hook them up.
Do you think like if the Anunnaki showed up now, they would have like one of those like gold mining shows on History Channel? like a scripted like Pawn Stars version of mining operations.
I guarantee you the History Channel would be the first ones to roll up in there and be like, yo, we got this fucking contract.
Anunnaki and gold mining.
All right, picture this. You're in Alaska. You're digging for gold.
It's cold as fuck.
You have a rival gold mining company 3 miles down the
reptilians.
Road.
Yeah.
They're always trying to steal your claims.
They don't mind playing the bad guy. They like it.
No, they love playing the bad guy.
You guys are always stealing each other's equipment.
It comes on right after the 27th season of fucking Ancient Aliens.
Yeah. They're talking about the same fucking five things.
They just
for 25 years.
Now hear me out.
And like the longer the series
come
go,
to blows.
Yeah.
At least once a season,
with laser weapons.
With laser, exactly. Now it could be laser tag lasers.
We want it to look like
real.
We want it to look like when G.I. Joe fights Cobra. It's just lasers, like red and blue lasers all over the place.
Yeah, we're just screaming,
and nobody dies. You just get knocked down.
Yeah.
And we want it to be like V, where they show them where we want to see the reptilians actually eating rats.
Right. Yeah. Wow. I need to watch
the reptilians are vegetarians.
Yeah. Isn't that where that goes? Remember the 5th of November comes from? Is V with the reptilians? Is that when they invade or something?
Yeah, that was V for Vendetta.
Oh.
Get the 5th of November.
That might be V. I don't know. Depends when the reptilians invaded Earth.
Yeah, I gotta guess what day they showed up.
This has nothing to do with the show, but I really like Alien Nation. Just saying.
The show or the movie?
Both. I thought they were both good.
Oh, you thought okay.
Anything with James Caan is thick fucking neck, where he can't like turn his fucking head like a normal human. It reminds me of like the Patterson Gimlin film when he walks, where he's got to like turn his whole body to look.
Yeah, it was like early Michael Myers when he never turned his head.
Yeah, yeah, and he went on to play King Koopa, so his career just went right.
Yeah.
It was smooth sailing. But once this, gift was given to humanity, they actually lost the protection of the Anunnaki. The higher ups were not a fan of what Enki did.
Well, I mean,
they did build us to be slaves.
Yeah, I mean, they like, dude, you gave them basically fucking free will almost.
They're like, all right, you know what? We're gonna leave. Like, no, man, like don't do that.
Pretty much what they did.
Yeah, no,
we're like, fuck,
got up and left.
Yeah, these kids are orphans now. Fuck them.
Yeah, we're just we're very passive aggressive. You're like, no, don't leave. I just thought of too. It's like it's interesting to watch. Like if you watch if you like literally have nothing going on in your life like I do, you watch the first season of Ancient Aliens and you watch it all the way to now, and you just see the progression of every person on that show's hair just get more and more out of control. It's an awesome progression to watch,
especially that dude who's known for the aliens.
Dude,
yeah,
Giorgio.
Yeah, Giorgio. Whatever.
Sukalos.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, dude.
I can never remember his damn last name.
The richer he gets, the crazier his hair gets.
Well, I think that's what happened to Einstein.
The smarter he got.
Well, he just he goes in and like, we're looking for Giorgio. He's like, just make it look like I just stuck like a fork in an electrical socket. I want that look.
You ever seen Home Alone 2?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
I want it to look like I got zapped by a Pikachu. That's what I want it to look like. Very Bride of Frankenstein kind of.
Dude, I don't care how many times I watch Home Alone where he's getting electrocuted.
That's funny.
That's funny as hell. Like he turns into a fucking skeleton.
Yeah, I always
screaming.
I always think the pain of others is hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious. The pain of others is hilarious.
But to get back on track here a little bit, because we're just talking. The good news is that before the Anunnaki left our planet, it did help us out a little bit.
No, it was a day.
Which was kind of contradictory to what, when I was looking into this.
I think it was already too late by then. So Enki had already, the data had already been done. So they're just like, you know what? Well, we're gonna get the fuck out of here. But shit. Good luck.
Yeah, we'll just at least give them.
Here's our parting gift.
Yeah, well, they actually gift.
But they taught humans.
Good luck, fuckers.
More granularly, like the Sumerians,
right?
How to use agriculture, have the ability to read and write. How to be able to use math in their everyday life, and how to effectively plan their cities and towns.
Okay, which they did pretty good.
Yeah,
they were really
they
large.
Did a good job with that.
The ziggurats were pretty advanced.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even in Sumerian writings,
I mean,
they talk about how they
can't.
Not all of their achievements were theirs. They do give the Anunnaki credit in that. I forget how they said it. Essentially, the Anunnaki taught them how to do this, and they taught them how to do that.
Well, yeah, that's
given these things.
Literally, season 1 through 28 of Ancient Aliens. the plot of every season.
Yeah, it is.
When I was looking into Anunnaki, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go watch a couple episodes of Ancient Aliens to see what Giorgio has to say about it. That was fucking pointless.
You know what I like? I actually like
30
the other
fucking
guy
minutes
better.
into the
What's his name?
and they were still showing clay tablets.
What's the dude? He looks like an egg. His name David Childress. Is that his name?
Yeah,
David Childress. Yeah.
He's like
he got
it. The way he talks cracks me up. He's like, it's some kind of alien craft. You know,
it just makes you think like
oh god,
he's buffering in real life as he's trying to make up all the bullshit he's trying to
say. Dude, that was great.
But, you know,
I still like the show.
Yeah,
it's okay to watch. It's okay to watch.
I still watch it.
We got like some actual information on something.
Like I've never watched a show though, where it's like I watch a new episode and it still feels like I'm watching a rerun.
Yep.
Like, I just never.
Dude,
there's something about it.
Narrator,
it's still yeah, it is the narrator. Wasn't he in like Rick and Morty? It's like a guest spot. He was on one of those like Adult Swim kind of shows where
I don't know actually.
Like it was actually like him, like as a cartoon character.
Oh really?
It was like the real guy that did the voice and everything.
No, I didn't know. That's funny because I watched Rick and Morty. I don't remember that.
I might have just made up Rick and Morty because
it's one of them. Just pull shit out.
I ain't going front, dude. That show might be the same episode over and over, but I own like 8 seasons on DVD. Like I'm not even going to lie,
dude. I don't even have a DVD player. You old fuck. Like I don't even have one.
Dude, I got like 300 DVDs.
How often do you pull them out of their dust covered fucking?
Dude, put it this way: my wife's packed most of them away in totes.
For what? A time capsule?
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know why.
That's what he's going to pass on to his grandchildren. That's their inheritance.
Take this useless.
Here's the bird
media format. Yeah, the birds.
You're like
this
shitty.
is a classic.
This will all be
like shitty
incredibly
frisbees.
outdated for you.
Yeah.
But this is what me and the family always quote all the time.
Yeah. Learn it, live it, love
I've been saving it for a special day to show you.
Satan is good. Satan is my pal. Kill everyone.
Yeah, I want to kill everyone. Satan is good. Satan is our pal.
Well, you went with the whole thing there, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Ray, you're chanting, Ray. You're chanting.
That's how they get to you. But, you know, all the basic needs to start like an emergent civilization.
China, Illinois was the name of the cartoon, by the way.
Okay.
Thanks, Google.
I've never seen it. No, thank you for interrupting.
I know. Yeah, I know of it. I never seen it though.
I didn't really do it for you.
But you know, like I was just saying
bastard.
before I got interrupted rudely by this bastard over here.
Yeah.
All the basic needs to start like an emergent civilization, have them thrive moving forward and into like this, like man's evolution was given to them.
Right. Like how to get us started.
Exactly.
And then the rest was up to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, like, here you go. Now you're on your own.
Right. Which is fine.
Which I mean, considering, I guess
it's better than the alternative.
Yeah. I mean, you know, they could have just left us alone and not helped us along, and we'd still be fucking living in caves.
It reminds me of like the movie Stargate, where they showed up and they like went over the dunes, you know what I mean, and had all those people fucking mining that ore.
Yep.
Keep his pyramid spaceship running raw or whatever. That's what every time I think about that's kind of what comes to mind. I think that's like a pretty decent visual.
It is
for what that, you know, might have looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they were dressed like fucking, you know, like falcon headed people.
No, well, yeah, but no, I get
not in Sumeria anyways, because all their like the statues of them were like humanoid.
Yeah.
Shape.
Yeah, that's true. What's his name? Russell. What's his name?
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. He had like a real
James Spader.
He had like a big like guile thing going on from Street Fighter in that movie. Like they really
kind of did.
They gave him like the high top fade.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking flathead. You know what I mean?
James Spader played the big science nerd.
He kind of feels like a giant fucking science nerd, though.
He does. So for basically, man, for thousands of years, just the stories of the Anunnaki were forgotten, which which I think we've already touched on in the last previous couple episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, much like the Sumerian culture itself.
Well, they found it by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a happy accident.
And Anunnaki so closely tied with the Sumerian culture and the Sumerian pantheons that I like it would completely make perfect sense that it would get lost. You know what I mean?
Their stories
Yeah,
died
the
with them.
name Anunnaki, but the stories themselves
kind of lived. Yeah, were orally kind of passed
lived on
guess.
through other, well, even through other cultures.
Yeah, but probably just like we said earlier, just name different things.
Right.
Just, yep. The names changed. You know what I mean? But the characters basically stayed the same.
Right.
But once it was all rediscovered.
Yeah.
And and they started really kind of translating all these clay tablets.
Yeah, wasn't it like 500,000?
Yeah, man. There's
some
like
crazy shit that some like insane number.
It was like
they found a lot of them in like
it was like 500,000
palace.
Yeah. And I mean, I know they ain't really translated many of them.
Who's got that kind of time
left?
Yeah, we talked about how slack they are over there getting up on that shit.
But
I mean, basically, man, there was this one dude. He kind of started putting pieces together. I think of humanity's potential origins, which I mean, man, we've been trying to figure out our fucking origins since we began to think critically.
It's one of the biggest questions there is.
Yeah, and this man was a man called Zacharias Stitchy.
And you can't talk about the Anunnaki without bringing this man up.
No,
he's pretty much the whole reason why we're even talking about him.
Yeah, he is.
He brought it to the forefront.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, he was a big deal about it.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely was. He was definitely,
or he made a big deal out of it.
Yeah, the forerunner for this, at least for this theories.
Right.
And and he wrote a book, man, in '76. And it was called The 12th Planet. And basically, this book contained the translations of only 14 of the Sumerian tablets.
That seems like a low number.
That but they referred to
500,000.
Yeah, out of 500,000, 14.
Yeah, but the next tablet gave him the real truth.
Yeah,
the 15th tablet.
Yeah, if only he went to 20.
Yeah, I mean, if he would have went to the 16th, man, we would have how the universe was created, maybe.
He would have become more powerful than we could possibly imagine. But like, wait a minute, like, so what's the 12th planet, right? Because even if you include Pluto, that's only 10.
Yeah, it's even 10. Yeah, that's only
what's the 11th?
I mean, to him, the 12th planet, man, it was Nibiru. So
yeah, but
is it the 10th planet or is it the fucking 12th planet?
Yeah,
okay. Or is it technically now? But Pluto didn't get downgraded in his day.
No.
But still, there's still a couple planets out there floating around in the ether that that maybe only he knows about because he translated that 15th tablet.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Took it to the grave with him.
Yeah. He said, "Fuck him. I'm gonna just give him a taste, and I'm gonna take the rest to the grave."
Yeah. And if you look at him, if you really saw a picture of him, he looks exactly like how you would expect a guy that would dedicate his whole life to a possibly fake thing. Good look. He looked like a Zacharias Stitchin.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, well, I get it.
Yeah.
Like a converted
100%.
Like, it's got the name of like an Amishman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It does, bro. Holy fuck, does it? Zacharias Stitchin.
Yeah, but the
that definitely sounds like somebody that had a horse and buggy kind of guy.
The determination of a hyper nerd.
but
dude, this dude is like drowning.
The fuck are you doing over there?
Hey, me. This dude's like drowning in controversy, though.
Why?
Zacharias Station. Because there's, if you want to believe what he's saying, he's translated all these tablets correctly. But then there's a lot of other people, a lot of other scientists who are actually saying this dude has either purposely misinterpreted it, like misread it.
Yeah.
To fit his storyline he was trying to go for.
Yeah.
He accidentally was like, this symbol that he translated to mean Anunnaki was actually it meant something completely different. So like he mistranslated like one word and it threw the entirety of the tablet off.
Yeah, but but are they saying he intentionally misinterpreted it to fit his?
They got some people who are saying, yeah, that he purposely misinterpreted what the clay tablets were saying.
Kind of like math, when you make the numbers work, you invent another dimension.
Exactly.
Or whatever to make it work.
Exactly.
I think a lot of scientists
he was looking for something like that, and he chose.
Well, dude, nobody wants to be wrong, so why not?
Well, I mean, no offense, but like, I mean, even like, I don't know why I'm saying no offense to you. You're not a fucking scientist.
Yeah.
But no offense to the actual scientists, that a lot of them do that. They'll take whatever information they have. It's like, oh, well, this doesn't really quite work. They'll change it a little bit to make it fit what they're saying, because if anybody has a fucking ego, it's a scientist.
Yeah. But the beauty is that if once they get proven wrong, they have no problem changing it.
No, they disappear off the face of the earth.
Yeah. Now the new guy,
like a good nerd,
yeah,
and fall off the face of the earth.
And the fucking new king nerd,
yeah, they come
is reigning until somebody knocks him off the fucking throne.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. That's kind of mean. There wasn't that guy in a wheelchair. It's kind of fucked up. And he had glasses.
He did. He was in a wheelchair and he had glasses. That's fucking terrible.
But I think he might have been one of the Anunnaki helpers, because he did talk like a robot.
He did. And he was basically the smartest man on wheels.
So I am here to help you. You know what I mean? Like, do not be afraid.
Yeah.
I am afraid. I saw the theory of everything. I'm fucking terrible. I'm scared to death.
You see me rolling. He's got spinners on his shit.
It would have been cooler if he had like one of those wheelchairs that like Professor X has, like that big giant yellow one. Then I'm buying whatever he's selling.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, man, you driving around your own throne? Yeah.
You better fucking pay attention.
It's a really elaborate blanket you got over your legs there.
But dude, a lot of these tablets refer to Enki. This dude gets brought up a lot, man.
Yeah.
And basically, I mean, like we said before, he's the son of the supreme deity of An. And that this race of aliens, this is basically what Stitch is saying, came from the planet Nibiru.
Right.
And he also includes the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Atrahasis epic, and the Enuma Elish.
Right.
Being a combination of Mesopotamian tales from other cultures, such as the Akkadians and the Babylonians.
Right.
Basically saying that, all this was proof that the Anunnaki visited primitive humans.
Right.
And were influential in our development during the whole pre-Christian thing.
Yeah, development really stopped after the Christians came around, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, man.
I just
damn fucking dark ages.
I knew that would trigger you.
Yeah, it did.
I was waiting for it.
Critical thinking was not a big thing back then, man. Which blows my fucking mind, dude. Because like you would think, right, that the Anunnaki taught the Sumerians all this math, astrology.
Yeah.
Fucking. And then for us to just let it go to the wayside and basically become fucking caveman again.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, imagine where we could fucking be right now if we were that smart.
We can be going on their planet and taking their fucking gold.
Yeah, right.
We could be the bad.
How do you like it
for cat right now, Anunnaki?
Fucking shoes on the other foot, isn't it?
Now it's your turn, fuckers. How do you like it?
Good luck hiding. You're 27 feet tall.
Yeah. And there's only a couple hundred of you, so we're gonna get you all.
Oh yeah.
And we got all day, bro, because y'all live to be 3,601 years old. So we got all fucking year to catch you.
Well, that's the average lifespan.
Yeah, well, some live, some longer, some shorter.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, basically, dude, that's where you got the notion that the Anunnaki arrived, on Earth around, I don't know, 400 to 250,000 years ago.
Pretty decent range.
1,000 years.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent range.
And essentially created and basically that they created the modern man as we know it.
Right.
With the whole, and I will say this, I have read that Enki was considered the the main geneticist and scientist.
I didn't actually catch that part.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm part alien, is what you're telling me.
Basically, we all are. Yeah.
I don't care about you. I part alien?
Well, you already know you're part alien.
Yes, Tim, you're a star child.
As much as you get probed, I mean, you know.
They started going in the other end.
It's like the other end, bro.
They learned everything they can learn from the other side. There was no more knowledge to gain.
And basically, man, this dude, you've already said this, but he dedicated his entire life to the study of these Sumerian texts, man.
Yep.
But he also studied Hebrew and Akkadian in an attempt to unravel the mysteries of the Anunnaki stories, and apply it to the history of mankind. So, you know, but I've also read this, and I think we talked about it in one of the last episodes, that they needed to some old Hebrew, some old Akkadian, Babylonian to language that they used to decipher the tablets.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that he would study both also. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, who knows who's getting
so I mean, like, was his life really truly wasted though?
Yes.
Yeah, see, man, I kind of tend to disagree. Because if you spend your life doing something you love and something that, you know, who knows right now, I guess man,
it would 1,000
years from now, they could be like,
if you listen to other scientists, yes, he did waste his life because he purposely or accidentally
misread
everything. But then if he decided, if he did it on purpose, or if he was right, then no, he didn't. He brought the Anunnaki to light. His, you know, years after he's dead, we're still talking about this.
We're still talking about
Yeah, I mean that's fine, but still.
I mean, he lived till he was fucking 90. I mean, he died in 2010, so even right now, 12 years later, and 1,200 years from now, this dude's name's gonna be fucking brought up. I mean, I believe.
Well, what's going to happen is 1,200 years from now, the Anunnaki are going to be talking about it. Be like, can you believe this dude Stitchins actually knew about us?
Yeah, he figured he was the one to figure it out.
And all those dumbass humans didn't want to listen to him.
I thought he was Amish.
We left all these fucking clues, and he's the only one who figured it out.
Yeah.
But
now here the humans are with no gold.
Well, we got a long ways to go because the Anunnaki were supposed to come back in 2012. They missed it.
Yeah.
So we'll see you again in 3,500 and fucking 90 years.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think they missed it.
So you're not so fucking smart now, are you? You fucking missed it.
Yeah.
Well, just because there's nothing saying they missed it. They just didn't bother to.
So now you're saying we're not good enough.
Or they did a drive-by.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And we're just like, yeah, nah, fuck that.
I mean, those are, exactly. Look at that back, man. That's like hillbillies over there. We'll just keep on going.
Yeah, they did a drive-by like in family.
Roll the windows up, lock the doors.
Roll them up.
Yeah. They got
The
COVID.
psychotic apes are at it again.
They got COVID on that planet, man. I ain't going over there.
Yeah.
We're doing I think we're just going to do planetary social distancing.
We'll come back a few thousand.
We're going to keep exactly 6,000 miles apart from one another.
But basically, man, this dude, right before he died, he was quoted as saying that the skeptics didn't have to take his word for it. Meaning like his lifelong work, which.
Well, I guess what he's getting at is that like you can read it for yourself if you know how to read a 3,000-year-old dead language. You can figure it out on your own.
Well, that's what he said. He said you don't have to believe me. It's in the text.
Right.
Like all you gotta do is look it up yourself, and you'll see that I'm not lying about this.
Yeah, translate it for your goddamn self.
That or this is the information I'm handing you. Do what you want with it.
Right.
Believe it or don't believe it.
Right.
Yeah. But this is these are the conclusions that I came to.
Right.
Take it for what it is. And he told the New York Times, man, he's like that, basically the aliens, Anunnaki, wanted to create primitive workers from the Homo erectus and gave him the genes to allow him to basically allow us.
Right.
To, I wouldn't say just think, but probably critically think and use tools. So, so he's doubling down on
you
the
can't have a
whole.
bunch of idiots running around with heavy equipment.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then when the Anunnaki bounced,
yeah.
did they take all their shit with them?
Hell yeah, they did. They took their gold and the machines with them.
Okay. That's what I was wondering, because we never found a fucking machine, an excavator, or
have we?
Or have we?
Yeah.
No,
That is
we
the
never
question.
did. I still kind of feel like they're talking about men in that sentence, though, to think and use tools, because who thinks and uses tools? Men.
Yeah. I mean, we've been shitted on since the beginning of time.
Yeah. Nobody ever wins the Superman goes, thanks, Dad.
No, never. It's always thanks, Mom.
I know.
Or hi, Mom.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Dad out there breaking his fucking back, fucking crippled up.
Oh, fuck him.
Yeah. The fuck does he matter?
Well, I guess, she kind of did squeeze a fucking watermelon out of a fucking garden hose.
Yeah.
So maybe she does deserve a little bit more of the credit than we do.
A little bit more credit.
Yeah.
No, they don't deserve any credit.
Because I tell you what, when I had my 2 kids, I was just drunk the whole fucking time. Having a great time.
Yeah.
Had a DD. It was awesome.
Now, are you talking about why you were making them or why you were raising them?
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
But Stitching had created a working theory. Right? We just been talking about.
Right.
However, that inspired a large number of other writers, other theorists,
right,
to pick up where he left off. Right.
Okay.
So he started it, everyone else is building on it.
Right.
Perhaps probably one of the most well-known authors that would apply some of Stitching's theories would actually be Eric von Däniken.
Oh, good Von Däniken. I love this dude.
And he, famously wrote The Chariot of the Gods.
Good
right.
book.
And I think we were talking about maybe it's not that he took it directly from Stitching, but I think they did know of one another. Like they knew of each other's works, you know what I mean? And they were kind of feeding on each other.
Feeding off each other.
Yeah. I think maybe it was more like that, but
yeah, kind of like
I don't know
each other
for
on.
sure. Yeah, but
so
I don't
you
know
believe
for
that?
sure.
I believe that.
Yeah.
But nobody else believes that. Dude.
Mm-hmm. They both got fucking weird names.
Yeah, it's fucking we were meant to be.
Yeah.
But pretty much to sum up Chariot of the Gods, Von Däniken puts forth that the Earth was visited by quote unquote ancient astronauts that helped in the development of man. So it's pretty much
the same
kind of like what Stitching's theory was.
Right.
Exactly.
Dude, I can tell you now, man. When I was researching some of this, ancient astronaut theory just gets fucking smashed by mainstream science.
Yeah,
because they're saying it's basically pseudo archaeology,
right?
And they're saying it's actually like the show, like shows like Ancient Aliens, and Von Däniken's books are actually detrimental to society, and
that might be true if it's not accurate.
But it's entertaining.
But more so, even with Van Daniken's book, though, it had a question mark in the title, right? I mean, so right there, it's more of well, why don't we just think about it?
Well, I mean, honestly, dude, I've seen interviews.
True. Maybe it's not true, but it's at least worth thinking about.
Well, I mean, how many interviews have you seen with Von Däniken, especially in the early days, saying
far too many, man?
That's what I'm saying. But he actually says,
remember who you're talking
maybe,
to.
just maybe we're looking at this wrong.
Right.
He never says that we are.
Yeah.
He's like, let's look at it through a different point of view.
Right.
Exactly. Just think about it for a second and see maybe we're incorrect in our original. No, dude, the problem with mainstream scientists is that they want the ship to land in front of the White House, aliens to walk out, talk to our leaders. They want interviews, bodies dissected, and you're never going to get that kind of stuff, man.
No,
that's the problem with it is that they won't believe it until fucking Independence Day happens.
Okay, but let me say this: as true, I mean, in every sense of the word, true scientist, can you really sit there and say, nah, dude, it didn't happen?
Apparently.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's
they're doing it.
Dude, there's a ton of them who
yeah, I
actually
mean, they're
believe in
doing it.
aliens.
I think some of the
very
most
least they believe in life outside of this planet.
I actually think that scientists are some of the most closed-minded people there is.
But a true scientist wouldn't.
It's singular. They have singular thinking. You know what I mean?
Well, look, you know, like look at it though, man. It's like any history has proven, like, you know, scientist comes out and they kind of go against the accepted theories of the time.
Mhm.
You know, dude, they get blasted, papers get published, you know,
Right.
discrediting everything they have to say, and then sometimes these dudes are actually right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bunch of
And-
fucking
but the rest
nerd
of the-
bullies.
Trying to up nerd each other.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem, is that like what they want is the same thing as like with Bigfoot.
They want a
They
body, man.
accept, yeah, exactly. They want a body. They don't want the government to have a body. They want the public to be able to get to the body.
Yeah.
I feel like if we're gonna have to kill Bigfoot, I just want it to be me. Because like, I'm not really into it. I don't really want them to
just
kill
for
Bigfoot.
pure like compassion.
But if somebody
Like,
has to do it,
yeah.
I just want it to
Like
be
put
me.
a bullet in the back of his head.
Like, I mean, I'll just be
painless.
crying my eyes out the whole
Dude.
time.
If I, yeah, it's like you got to treat like a dude like that, like from like Goodfellas when he's getting
Lenny?
made man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just giving him the best day of his life.
Well,
Like-
I'll just like
Like
adopt.
Stan did with Bullet. He gave him the best day of his
yeah.
life before he put a bullet in.
I will adopt the Sasquatch child. Tell him he's got
Raise him
that.
as my own.
Tell everybody he's got that rare
That werewolf disease.
Mexican werewolf disease or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we live happily ever after.
Was it like lycanthrope something or other? I can't remember exactly what that one's called.
Yeah. It's whatever it is. It's fucking awful.
Like, dude, like, I know he looks like, I know you've seen the pictures of that, but like he has the worst case in human history.
Yeah. Do you know how much fucking Head and Shoulders I go through?
Dude, I go through
Jesus.
5 gallons of conditioner twice a week.
Yeah.
Like,
And for God help
Right.
him if he walks out in the
Drums.
rain. It's frizzy.
yeah.
Yeah. you just see him walking around everywhere like this, flailing his hand around like he's Fabio. Plus,
Dude,
He's got a
The-
shirt
the
that he
pure
puts
amount
on that
of
says messy hair
flea.
don't care.
medication I have to get. The flea and lice medication I have to get.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Like if this kid rolls around in the grass,
It's like Seinfeld. You got to install like one of those like garbage disposals in the bathtub for all the hair and shit that gets in it. Because I was married to an Italian woman, and let me tell you something, buddy. If they're clogging up the fucking drains like that, the Sasquatch is going to be fucking doing some damage. What are we talking about? Aliens?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Well, yeah, there was actually another researcher that played on Stitch's theories too, which by the name of Ronald H. Fritz.
Mhm.
Oh, Fritzy boy.
It's a
And
funny
he
name.
claims that the pyramids were built by the Anunnaki and a large number of other ancient monumental structures
Right.
that are believed to be too advanced and would have to have been impossible for early man to construct, thus needing the intervention of the Anunnaki or another ancient astronaut kind of race.
Well, I mean, the thing
Great,
is, man, is like if they kind of if like the pyramids, it looked like the pyramids, say from like Stargate, you know what I mean, where it was like mechanical, then I might be like, okay,
Yeah,
but they built
Yeah.
it out of fucking rocks.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you got a good point with that, man.
Why doesn't it look cooler?
Well, it did 2,000 years
Well,
ago.
yeah, I
when they
mean,
built it.
you got to remember, dude. 2,000 years ago, them things were slick, fucking smooth.
Shoddy
bright,
craftsmanship. It should have
yeah,
lasted.
bright white golden caps on top.
It only lasted 4,000 years. What the fuck, man? Shoddy craftsmanship.
They're in the desert. What did it get?
It's
Fucking
still there.
eroded by rain? I mean, what the fuck happened? Got
Sandstorms.
Got sand
Yeah, that's
blasted.
a, that's
off
a
of it?
whole lot of
Man, you
fucking
ever,
sandblasting, bro.
Yeah, if I say sandblasting, get paint off of metal. Same thing. This is, you know, is easily one of the most popular topics of those who believe in the ancient astronaut theory.
Right.
More like that the Anunnaki created a lot of this stuff.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, dude. Tumapunku, fucking the
Easter
Nazca
Island.
lines. Yeah, Easter Island.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think they still haven't figured out who the hell made the Easter Island statues yet.
The Easter Island people, but what they don't know is how they got them there. It wasn't deserted. No.
I thought it was deserted.
No. But they're like, well, how the fuck did they move them? Yeah, there's no trees.
30-ton fucking.
There was no trees. There's
rocks.
Trees don't like, live on the island.
So the rocks that were wasn't it like the rocks that were on the island?
Well, they're actually
would have been made out of them. Yeah, they're
like,
buried. They're like 30 feet tall.
Yeah, they're huge. Why are they buried? No one knows.
It's the hidden Anunnaki shadow government.
Well, it was Obama.
He's a reptile.
Well, a more eccentric researcher and public speaker, David Icke.
One of my all-time favorite people, man.
He went even further than all the others, which I believe.
He always does.
Yeah. He always does. Icke made popular that the world is ran by a group of reptilian extraterrestrials.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
That were in fact the Anunnaki.
Right. Oprah.
One and the same.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Now,
Obama is absolutely a reptile.
The most famous and most powerful people in the world are actually reptiles.
Mm-hmm. But I've also heard, man, that the reptilians were really they were like slave masters for the Anunnaki. So
they ran us essentially.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Like they ran the day-to-day slave operations, and they were the enforcers.
Right.
Well, see, that's the problem though, is that like
it's like
one group,
half dozen of the other. I guess.
One group of conspiracy theorists will say that the Anunnaki ran everything.
Yeah.
Right.
That they're the almighty beings in the universe.
Right.
And then others will say it's the Greys. And then somebody else will say it's the reptilians. You don't know.
But it's never us.
Actually, it's never
That's
us.
Running shit.
We suck.
Yeah.
I'll have to check my probe.
Yeah. Hey, if you can, man, like hook it up to a USB port or something.
Yeah.
Well, last time I went there, they gave me a shirt for like my 100th visit. So like property of, and I can't remember the rest of it.
Well, according to Icke, they actually never left Earth and stayed here to control humanity from like the shadows.
Okay. And they're probably still raping our planet.
And I believe all of it. Every fucking word.
I believe.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian Grove, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Good song, but
yeah, you're right though. No, we will not let you go.
Reptilians.
Yeah.
No, we will not let you go.
Yeah, see?
Let us go.
Beelzebub.
In the context of reptilians
dragon.
and slavery, that song works really good.
Well, that's what they play when you go there. Yeah. That's what they play for all the slave boys they have there. Will you let me go? No.
Well, dude, like many theories, things tend to get a little out of control with the,
Well, yeah, when
in the alien conspiracy world, things are a little.
Yeah.
When one crazy tries to outdo the other crazy,
it
tends to go off the rails.
Spirals real quick.
And this is why Heaven's Gate did so good.
Yeah, exactly.
right here.
Yep.
Well, such is the belief that the Jews are reptilian race.
Jews again.
Yeah, we really emphasize that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair though, David Icke blames the Jews for a lot of things. They're in every one of his theories.
Of course they are. The Jews are.
But have you ever watched like a whole one of his presentations, David Icke? He's really fucking good. Like he's a really like compelling. Yeah. He's like a shitty Hitler. Yeah.
He just doesn't have the charisma.
He's got that too. But like Hitler had like the German accent to put a lot of emphasis behind it. This dude's just fucking British. So he just sounds like a douche. But the whole time. But if they're really good, they're compelling.
Yeah, his mentality is douchey.
He tells a really compelling story because he doesn't just talk about the reptilians. He talks about like the banking system and the fucking like money magic system and all that.
An interview with Icke in the Isle of Wight, I think is where he lives.
Yeah.
And he brings the interviewer.
Of course he does.
Yeah. But he brings the interviewer to this spot where he's like, they have satanic rituals here.
Yeah,
all the time.
Fully believes in
they're
it.
Killing boys and like he's real about
yeah.
And the reptilians are actually Satanists or demons or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I love about him and Alex Jones. Probably my two favorite, like back-to-back favorite humans. I love them both to death. Like I defend them.
They're both like whole nother levels of crazy.
Well, is it crazy to think you're the last sane person on Earth?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah, crazy people don't know they're crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I mean,
that's how they're crazy, because they don't know they're crazy.
A British accent just has a way of like really just changing your mind. Yeah.
Well,
Like,
it makes
well,
you
he's British, so it must be true.
Yeah,
I think he's on.
It brings an air of like knowing when
Yeah.
you're speaking.
Well, I think Stephen Hawking's would have been even more famous if he had like a British accent computer.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, if his computer voice was British.
Yeah. If he sounded like the Vision from Avengers.
Yeah. He'd be
would've
more
been
likely
cool.
to take him serious.
Well, you know, but like I was saying, like, according to like the Jews are a reptilian race whose main goal is to control the government and the citizens of the world.
Prove to me it's not
That's-
true.
Yeah. With the scary shadow government.
Maybe it's not the Jews, but somebody's doing it.
Oh, somebody's
Somebody's
definitely
doing
doing it. It's happening.
Like I'm like friends with a couple of Jewish dudes. They're not running shit.
So we know which ones it ain't.
Yeah, it ain't them. That's for damn sure.
No, it's not them.
But regardless of like the
Bless their
out,
heart.
like the out there theories,
Yeah.
Stitchy did create like an interesting narrative for the origins of humanity and the history of our world.
Well, I mean, yeah.
If nothing else, he throws like a alternative solution for where we came from.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, I don't know. I guess it's a little more interesting than, we evolved from fish, that evolved from, into monkeys, that evolved into, this throws a little bit of sci-fi mix into the mix.
There's no proof of any of that. You know what I'm starting to think too?
There quite literally is proof of evolution.
Yeah.
There is.
The only difference is we can't
Literal
find those
proof.
few missing links between us
Well,
and the
Aha!
monkeys. But they could literally watch a whole civil.
You're poking holes in your own theory, buddy.
We could literally watch a whole species evolve.
And that's
But-
where the Anunnaki come in.
Well, you know what I think?
Well, that's why there isn't a missing link.
Well, I
Because
think
they
what
took
happened.
Homo erectus and made Homo sapien.
Yeah,
There wasn't an evolution.
they made him Homo Olympus. But man, I really dug deep for that one. But essentially what I think probably happened too is like the Anunnaki came here, they mined the fucking earth so much that it turned it flat.
That's where the flat earth theory came from.
I was not expecting that.
Or hollow. One of those two things.
Yeah, they mined it so bad it's hollow and flat.
Mhm.
So it's like- We're
It's
like this.
weird. Everyone, what we didn't know was that literally both sides were right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Damn it.
At first it was hollow, then it was flat.
Yeah. Because they just kept taking and taking.
You
and taking.
idiots. Yeah.
It's
All
like,
right,
fuck
is that
these
that's the Anunnaki, man? I mean, it's definitely a surface level version of it, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
you said, there's hundreds of
Well,
thousands of tablets.
I mean, dude,
about them,
we could have gone and we could always come back to these guys at a later time
yeah,
because we can go into where like there's a lot of people out there, the Anunnaki were evil. They're
Right.
they're controlling our minds, the whole nine. Like
Right.
Yeah.
the
Many
theory
conspiracy
of these
theories.
guys goes pretty damn deep.
I've
Yeah.
never really heard of a story, when like you're run by tyrants, where they're like, they weren't that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly, man.
I mean, yes, they built us. To be a
Yeah,
slave
they
race,
enslaved us, but
Well, like in terms of they're
but on,
still
we had
controlling
casual
us.
Fridays. You know what I mean? Like, they,
Yeah.
they were cool.
And
We only
you
had to
know-
work half days on Friday. And
They bring pizza every once in a while. It wasn't that
Yeah.
bad.
They gave us the ability to reproduce.
You know, Fridays, we didn't have to wear the full suits. We could wear shorts, tank tops.
Well, that's who invented the pull-out game. It was the Sumerians. They had no choice after Enki fucked it all up.
Yeah, it's like, dude.
You say if you just leave it in,
it would have been fine.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us. As always, we appreciate you. We love every one of you. And we'll catch you next week.
Yeah, see y'all later.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Bye.